And welcome back to another edition of Know Before You Owe. I'm lucky to have two of the best real estate and mortgage brothers in the country on our video podcast today. I'm here with Vinnie and Anthony from Vonk Digital and Goalee. And these two guys are amazing guys. Thanks for being here, Vinnie. Thanks for being here, Anthony.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Good to see you, Jim.
Awesome, guys. Well, it was great to see you guys a couple weeks ago at a big industry event and catch up. And there's a few themes that are going on in our industry. A lot of real estate portals, which are basically large hubs of data where people search for properties or payments and anything they can do around real estate and lending, are basically trying to absorb all of the clients and all the marketplace. And what our jobs are as local professionals in the marketplace is to capture the client's attention with a customized solution that's in their interests, not a bank or real estate company. So tell us more about Goalee and how you're getting ahead of that competition by providing a better service to the consumer.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, not to completely reiterate what you just said, but if you look around at what's happening when someone searches online, whether they're going to Google or looking at properties on realtor.com, even LendingTree, for example, a lot of the front end attraction strategies that all these big, let's call them aggregators, lead aggregators, are using, they're leading with calculators. So we noticed this about a year and a half ago, and it's like, well, wait a minute. You know, if you look around, it doesn't matter if it's the biggest mortgage company or down to the local LO, like the mortgage calculator solution for everybody else just didn't really exist. You know, you can go get a free one that's, you know, essentially a sticker you put on your site. You can get some numbers. That's all well and good. But to use it the way that, we'll just pick on Zillow and Bankrate, to use it the way that they do, it's a front end lead magnet essentially that's then graduating somebody into the next step of what you want. But the problem is, if everybody's just finding Bankrates and just finding Zillows, they're ending up in their funhouse and they're getting sucked away from everybody else. So we're like, let's fix that. So that's where Goalee came in initially. So we built out, I'm going to show you really quick. We built out can you guys see my screen?
We got you. Yep.
All right, this is just this is embedded on a website, but this tool can be used if you don't have a website it comes with its own landing pages. It can be embedded on your website, on third-party websites. But the idea was, okay, let's let you lead with the same tools that actually provide value, help people, and then have all the other stuff they do: CRM integrations, built-in lead forms, intuitive calculators that will do, you know, MIP and VA funding fee and some of the stuff that some of the, you know, the freebies don't. So enter Goalee, you know, very affordable, easy to set up. It's as quick as setting up as a social media profile, and you can have essentially the same head start as the juggernauts. And then fast forward, just recently we released a digital business card version of this. So it's like, okay, web is one distribution channel, but half the time, if you're doing your job right, you should be out into the world. So when you're meeting people, you know, people are already used to receiving and getting invited to get digital business cards. But a lot of them, again, they're not bad. They're just basic. So what we said, well, what if we combine the distribution delivery method of the digital business card, where now you can exchange information, but also gave these helpful tools. So Jim, you share your card with me, and I'm either your buyer or your borrower. I can go around and look up, you know, especially let's use a DSCR loan as an example. If any of you work with investors, it may take 50, 100 properties before somebody finds one where they like and the numbers work. Well, half the time, as you know, your clients don't even necessarily want to have to come to you every single time to run these numbers. So as they're out in the real world, they can be looking at different different scenarios, see exactly, get instant insights and feedback, see if they'll qualify. So that's the idea. It's like, how do we push the helpful tools in a delivery mechanism that people will use, keep them out of the juggernaut's hands, and actually provide value. So I know it's a lot of words, but hopefully that made sense.
No, I love it. Sometimes also it gets so complicated where it's a nightmare. Sometimes people are so overwhelmed with technology that they don't even know where to start. And what I love about what you guys have done with Goalee is you made it simple. It's a simple way of looking at things, right? You can get more complex, but at least it gives the baseline to the consumer to know what their payment looks like, what after 3 years, is it better to buy than rent? All these tools they can bite size off in their own time and when they are ready to do that versus having to, like you mentioned earlier, call their loan officer or go search for this again. These tools are in their hands. So if they're on a flight across the country or it's 2 a.m. and have a 6-month-old up crying, they can, not that they want to look at numbers, but they'd have that ability to do that at their own time and pace and feel like they're being empowered and educated, because my job as a loan officer is to provide the right solutions, right? I have to know all the variables and the objective of the client, but the numbers and cents don't really change, right?
Yeah.
Your payment, your payment's the same payment if you use, the same numbers. It doesn't matter. So what I love about this is it accelerates the call to action for the consumer to be more prepared and confident that they have a better understanding before they go out and make the biggest financial decision of their lives, that they have these tools available. And I love that you've done this in a simple manner. You're not capturing the data to be a trigger lead, to call them 85 times to try to sell them on something. It truly is a standalone tool that every real estate professional, client, loan officer should have in their tool belt. So thank you.
And it's used at the time of when they're still doing research and trying to understand. It's that trust building zone of the whole process. So, you're not going to walk around and ask strangers to just fill out applications. You got to give them something of value to help them. And that's how you build relationships. So we see this as that,
Yep. Awesome. Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. So, so let's talk more about this. So how would you, if you're a let's look at this from the eyes of a consumer and then also like a professional.
Yep.
How would you present this? How do you get this in front of an audience like your clients or first time home buyers or even past clients? Like, what would be the best way to do that, to deploy, and how would you recommend our audience take advantage of that?
Yep. Great question. The shortest answer I can give is just do what you're already doing. I think and I'll give you a couple examples. So the digital business card, which can be saved as an app on the home screen of anybody's phone as well, to me is like the ultimate lead magnet. If you're a marketing person or if you've been studying marketing, that term is familiar. If it's brand new, it just means something to attract people to you. So to me, regardless of how I'm generating awareness as a real estate agent or a loan officer, what I would do with Goalee is inject the digital business card ask. It's like dating. You don't walk up to somebody and ask them to propose to somebody. You try to get their number. So I would inject Goalee, specifically the digital business card. On the sites, that's passive. And if you're marketing the site, great. But the digital business card is the way in. Now, for example, if you are teaching a lunch and learn, the takeaway is, all right, everybody, I have this, everybody take out your phone. I'm going to text you my business card. If you have any questions, you can actually start a text right from there. It has a whole calculator suite. You can share this with your clients. So it's just a softball, non-salesy way to build connections with referral partners and borrowers. If it were me, I would be doing that in my email marketing. That would be my call to action in my YouTube videos, in my Instagram posts, in like I said, those lunch and learns at the barbershop. It doesn't, however you normally are connecting and starting that conversation and introducing people to the fact that you are a real estate or mortgage professional, this is just the takeaway. It's like, you're already getting the opportunity to meet people.
Yep.
Now give them something to remember you. You know, we were at a conference and someone gave me a digital business card with nothing in it. It didn't store to the desktop. I feel bad. I forgot the person's name. It's in my, 10,000 contacts. But even that, like, you got to just take it to the next level and make yourself memorable. And I think these tools that they're using anyway is the way. Easy delivery mechanism, helpful tools, and a very non-aggressive approach to building relationships.
And what I love also about this is it's a standalone calculator. It's like me having a calculator on my phone, right?
Yep.
At the same time, it can be integrated into other elements, like with what Vinny does, right? Vinny's above me, Anthony's below me right now. I feel like I'm in the Brady Bunch or the Vonk Bunch.
Right.
But I would love to have Vinny kind of share some ideas around how this is applied in what Vinny does, which you manage. How many websites do you manage for professionals? Like,
we have about 1,000 websites.
1,000 websites. So 1,000 different professional companies, maybe individuals, teams, or companies. And you're able to kind of show and share how this is installed in their ecosystem of other things, like maybe their website or application process or all those things. So can you share about how Goalee works hand in hand with you on the website side?
Yeah, it obviously can go on our websites very easily. It can also go on any website. So if you have another website provider, not through us, not a problem. It won't work with any content management system. But yeah, we have it on, we can put it anywhere on the site we want, doesn't matter. And a cool way to use it, if you are doing any marketing or emailing, you could have the calculator on a specific landing page that you have. And then the cool thing is that the calculator has tracking built into it, which Anthony could probably touch on more, but once they are into that calculator, you know everything they're doing. You know what calculators they're looking at. You know how often they're looking at it, which is also a great way for you to, if I know that you're running the refi calc 15 times in one day, I'm probably going to want to call you. So
absolutely. So it is a good call to action. It alerts you and signals you for people that are really interested. What I love what you said, which I don't know if our audience picked up on, if you're in real estate or a loan officer, you can offer this as a standalone product, right? Like we talked to Anthony about, or you can build it into your own website. And that's so unique because a lot of these platforms say you have to use all of our stuff, all encompassing, closed network, or use none of it. And I love the fact that you guys have broken this up to be a la carte or combined together. So again, we're seeing the combined together view right now, but it could be a la carte where you could just have a standalone option there. I will gladly share my option real quick, if that's cool. I don't know if it's going to create complexity or not. Let me see if this works.
Talking more for the standalone with the landing.
Yeah. Here's
Right.
a standalone one right here. Like you can see, which is pretty cool. This is Jim Black's version of this, right? So I have an apply here. I find another calculator, my calendar, a home ownership hub, and then products. And it's all pretty cool where then you can build in your own videos, hide if you want to do a video to explain what you're doing. And then again, it's really customized to my address, my information, my color coding, which is pretty darn cool. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys have this built out because it just makes it way easier. So thank you so much for doing that.
That comes automatically with an account. And the idea was if you're familiar with a Linktree or any of those, link pages, again, it is a good directory, but there's not necessarily value right away. So we just built, our version of Linktree. You can have your own links on there, video, and then that full calculator suite. You don't need a website at all to use that. Same with the mobile app. So if you have no website, you get the digital business card and a landing page as a web and mobile distribution.
Very cool. And again, you can see there's so many options and features here. You can email it, share it, whatever you want to do. You could even use this as just an educational piece for your family. Maybe your parents or your kids are wanting to learn more about buying a home. There's no no hook to really have something you can use anytime for anything at all, which is really, really awesome. So
yeah, we're seeing a lot of people use them as like in Zoom calls when they're presenting options and to because as those conversations unfold, things change and they can be looking in real time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, let's say if I made $10,000 a month, what do I qualify for? I have monthly debts of say $500 a month. Home price is that. Down payment, I'll put down 10%. So this is dynamic and it fluidly moves, which I love, love, love. There are other tools out there that are dynamic and complex, but they take at least 15 minutes to fill out and complete. And so by that time, the opportunity to help someone might have already been over. They have maybe already moved on or had to make a decision quickly, or they'd only had 5 minutes to look at something. And so the key there is just have the right tool at the right time and empower clients, your real estate partners, or as a lender, the tools that are available. So I really appreciate this. And we'll make sure we put links on Goalee so you can learn more about how to use this tool. Again, it's fantastic. I really appreciate Anthony and you, Vinny, for really going above and beyond and making this thing be really slick and be something that I think everyone should learn about. Because again, we get caught up on thinking more innovation is better. And sometimes we just got to get what's the most important core fundamentals of what someone's trying to do, focus on those, and then you can bring the experts in for everything else down the road. But the days of you thinking you can do everything on your own or that one portal is going to be the go-to for every single decision you make is not a really good way of looking at things. So I'm really happy that you made Goalee. And again, we'll send some stuff out about how to use Goalee. You can have these, I believe, customized for you as a loan officer, as a real estate and loan officer team or real estate team. I imagine there's different costs and compliance with that, but I'd imagine that's something to look at if you're interested more. Is that right?
Yep.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys for your time today. Again, Know Before You Owe is all about giving tools for people to make better decisions by lessons they learn from professionals like us on the call to make sure they're making better decisions around those big life events. Because if you know more before you owe, you're going to be more confident, you're going to have a better outcome and be happier with the decisions you make. So thank you for your time today. Vinnie and Anthony, Vonk Digital, Goalee, appreciate you guys very much. And stay tuned for more. Know, like, and subscribe for us, and we'll see you guys soon.